What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going over the best units to use for leaderboards in Anime Defenders. Just before I start the video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and join the Discord down below, where all the macros and everything, daily giveaways, will be there. However, if you do see something called milked, it's going to be a caption. If you see that somewhere in the video, make sure you pin it, the timestamp, and you get 50k gems. I'll be doing this in all of my videos, so make sure you find it and stay active and stay to the end for the best traits to use on the units. Okay, so jumping straight into the video, we're going to be doing the mythics first, and then we're going to the secrets just for the free-to-play players. We're going to be using this same Create a Tower Defense tier list, which my mod Reality made. So if you do want to download this, it will also be in the description. However, let's get straight into the mythics. So we're going to just speed run the bad mythics, and we're going to just fully explain the good mythics. So Thunder God is a D, Esper is a D, Ant King is a D. I'm just going to stop saying D because it's going to get annoying. Okay, so these are the D tier units. You do not want to summon for these or even use them. Yes, that is right. You don't even want to use them in your team. Now we're going to jump onto the bad supports. As you can see, I've already put Donut Master here. The only reason it's called bad support is because there are better supports for, obviously, for Tower of Eternity and for leaderboards. We're going to have to put it here instead of here. So Donut Master is only good for Tower of Eternity support. So is Bloomer. She's also very bad, not needed. Cursed Fighter also applies Fear if you do not have an Igris. Ice slows. Ice Mage slows. Warrior Princess is really good for Tower of Eternity for beginners. Okay, so this is everything in bad support. So take a good look of which ones not to summon for and which ones you should summon for, which we'll get into now. The ones you should actually summon for are Muscular Sorcerer. I know you can't summon for him. However, make sure you can get him in a trade. He is very useful if you can get it for like 2k. Yes, I know you can't sell it for 2k, but if you do a trust trade with a middleman, you get one. Prime Commander is also one of the units you can summon for. He is still pretty good. However, he is kind of outdated. Sharpshooter is another one. She is outdated as well. Can summon for her. She is a hill unit, so she just hits air. Okay, now we're going into the Tower of Eternity. Okay, so I put this as a category because some people want to grind Tower of Eternities. Instead of making a whole new video, we'll just add the units in here for which units you want to use. So we have Curse King. Curse King you can use for Tower of Eternity. He has bleed and he is a multi-hit, so he can easily break shields. Another good unit is Bear King. He does the exact same as Curse King, but with better bleed. We also have Flame Dragon God, which I will put in the front of Tower of Eternity because I use him on all my ults and he does carry to at least wave 80. Make sure you do have another unit though, because you can't hit some of the bosses with the fire damage. Same with Fire Demon. He's going in the second best because he's also very good. Okay, this is the leaderboard units which everyone clicked on for. So first of all, we have Jade Knight. He's not a leaderboard unit. However, you can use him to get high waves. He would be top of Tower of Eternity, but I will put in can use just so if you don't have a secret unit, he is very good for beginners. We also have Pink Demon Mage. She is going to go in support. You can bring her. She is a stun and also gives money, so she is really good if you need a support that gives money and stuns. Ice Dragon Queen is the best slow in the game. I do recommend you have her on your team at all times if you do want to run a leaderboard. Also, if you don't know what builds to go for, aka DPS or support, make sure you check my other video where I explain everything. Okay, now we're going to have Pink Rockstar. You're going to 100, like literally 100% bring her. You need 2 of her. Actually, I should say max you should bring is 2. Legion Assassin is very good for crit damage. If you don't know what he does, he buffs crit percentage to 30%. 30% buff for crit is really good. Okay, so now we have Legion Commander. What Legion Commander does, she buffs the entire team, so I do recommend you have her on your team at all times. Maybe have one, you only need to run one on her. Legion Veteran is going to be a bad support. She's terrible, you don't need her, and there's so many more buffs. Okay, so I will be showing gameplay for most of these units. Some of the secrets I don't actually obtain, so I will tell you what they are. And if you do want to see the solar and lunar secrets, make sure you watch the last video I made. However, we're going to jump straight into the tier list for the secrets. Okay, these are going to be the must use and also can use in the infinite modes. Slime Spirit is a leaderboard unit that you get obviously from doing leaderboards. She is terrible, or he is terrible, whichever you want to say. Or it, you never know, I don't know what it is. Anyway, so Slime Spirit you can use, however, okay, so Slime Spirit I would put in Tower of Eternity. She's good for Tower of Eternity. However, she is terrible for leaderboard runs. Next up is Chance King. If you're going to use Chance King, you're going to want to have Almighty on him. If you do not have Almighty on him, do not bring him. Maybe put him in for a Tower of Eternity. However, he's terrible. Demon King. He has recently got replaced. However, you can still bring him. I will put him at the top of can use because he's still one of the best units to actually use for slow anyway. I wouldn't bring him if you want to get to at least top 10. Next up is Demon Overlord. Once again, he is a good unit. However, for leaderboards, you are not going to run him. All he does is buff bleed, which you don't need, so I wouldn't recommend it. The Pro Gamer sadly has fell off. He's still really good. The only reason he has fell off is because it doesn't hit anymore. For example, his summons only work if you defeat the enemy, but if you do not kill the unit with Sun Jin Woo, you will not get the summon. Next up is Guts. Guts is going to go behind Demon King. The reason for this is because Guts, sadly right now, just isn't hitting. He does do a lot of crit damage, but you're just not going to run him in the leaderboards. Now, this is where it gets juicy. Gojo. Gojo is still a must-use unit with Almighty because, trust me, his AoE and the size of his range is so crazy. It just gives him the best DPS. Igris, you're going to want to run as well. I'll put him in front of Gojo. The reason for this is because he does a 15% fear. What fear does is it makes the enemies take more damage from your units. So it's pretty much just a 15% buff. Pretty much that's literally what it is. So I will put him in front of Gojo because you are going to need at least 3 of these on your team. Next up is Dragon Mage. He's still the best unit to actually use. Actually, there may be one more unit that will overtake him, which is the new secret unit. Obviously, you know what he does. He does 330k, I think, with a full AoE. His ability buffs fire damage onto your units. So if you're using a fire unit, for example, say I use Solar Slayer, it will buff his fire damage. Next up is Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon is going to easily overtake any unit in the game because of his amazing damage and his buffs. His buffs are crazy. Once you get that infinite flow going, trust me, it's game breaking. Now we have the new secrets. And some people are going to hate me for this decision. However, some people may agree with me. Personally, I'm going to talk from heart and I'm going to say Solar Slayer is mid. Yep, that's his right. Solar Slayer is terrible. He does do a lot of damage with his fire. However, he does not have that much SPA. His SPA is terrible. He's a small circle AoE. He also does not a lot of damage. I think it's 80k max. And he does have a buff. For every one wave, he gets 1% buff. This only stacks to 50%. I would not use him. He is terrible, I'm sorry to say. Now we're going to use the new Yuno. Yuno from Black Clover is a very cool unit. However, I'll only use him for Tower of Eternity. He's not a good unit to use. He only buffs himself, which you do not want to do. He's the 5 placement, and if that doesn't speak for itself, then I'm sorry, but you're going to need to figure out your mind. Now, Lunar Empress. Lunar Empress is going to overtake Dragon Mage. The only reason for this is because she has such a good SPA. Lunar Empress is obviously going to go to the top of must use. However, I will put these two in a tie because this one has an ability which also buffs flame damage. However, Lunar Empress, which is the free secret to get, so make sure you get her. She does so much damage, it's crazy. She has a passive ability, so every 20 kills, she buffs herself. But she buffs herself 1% damage every 20 kills. This is crazy. This is a must-use unit if you want to hit high in the leaderboards and if you want to hit high in Tower of Eternity. This unit is going to break the meta on how to actually use these units. So make sure you get a really good DPS team. Slap Almighty on her because she is a 1 placement. She is a line unit, that's the only problem. That's why I put these two at top 1 instead of one of them above one other, if that makes sense. However, make sure you get this unit. Just a quick disclaimer, I meant to put Guts into a must use. The reason I'm putting Guts into a must use unit is because his crit is amazing. He does the same damage as a Shadow Dragon and more damage than a Sun Jin Woo. So if you're making a DPS build, you're going to want to have Guts, you're going to want to have Gojo, you're going to want to have the Cursed Knight, Shadow Dragon, Lunar Empress, and Dragon Mage. These are the ones that you want to run for leaderboards, and you can have other people as support. This is the meta units to use right now, so make sure you guys summon for these units and trade for them. And like I promised, what you want to do is get Almighty trait on all of your units. Yes, that is right, you want Almighty traits, and obviously if you have a Ice Dragon, you want to have speed or you want a lot of range. Also, you want to put Spirit Ice on it because that is the best one for her. And Enchanted, Storm, and Divine, and obviously True Spirit, you're going to want to put on all your units as well. Okay, that has been everything. If you did enjoy this video and want me to make a macro video on Tower of Eternity, please let me know, which I will do that as soon as possible. Also, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and join the Discord down below. I know I said it in the intro, but I'm saying it one more time. And if you did find the MILKED caption, which will be hidden somewhere on the video, make sure you pin the time. If the first person I see that pins the time will get 50k gems. This will be in every single video, so it makes you watch the video and stay active with the community. However, this has been Milk. I would love to see you guys in the next video. Have a beautiful day.